Hello class, today's topic is hardware. We will begin an overview of some common hardware components found in computer. And hardware refers to physical items that make up a computer system. And here is a list of components, and which is processors, input device, output device, main memory, second memory. First, we have the processors, which execute instruction in a program. Its purpose is to process data, and the image on the right shows us an Intel CPU chip, and is ranged from i3 to i9, with each generation usually featuring optimizations. And sometimes you might see a layers of thermal placed on the CPU, which is used for heat dispelling. And the next, we're going to talk about the input output device. And input device are used to input data into our system, while our device output device present data. And let's look at some example. The image shown on the right as an iPhone 4, which is considered outdated compares to the iPhone 15 right now. And here we can see the different input output device. For example, the speaker is an output device that output data as sound, and the camera is an input device that capture image and store the information on the phone, and the touchscreen serve as both an input and output device as we interact with the screen to input information like text, and it will display the text, the data as output in the screen. And home button below is a simple input device. You just use it to input, send some instruction to the phone. And now let's see another example. Let's consider a desktop computer, and it has correspond input output device. For example, the screen and the speakers are output device, while the input device include keyboard or mouse, and those sometimes is a simple example of input output device. And the next is about memory. First, we talk about the main memory. It's hold the information electronically and operate high speed, but it is costly. And it usually is for the temporary storage of data and instruction for open applications. And the image on the right shows as a RAM module. Typically is when you open a program, data is low from the second memory into the main memory, and because it's much faster, and it will work in the main memory, and after you finish, you maybe need to save it, and the memory will save uh, the change to the second memory. And however, in the main memory, when you turn off the powers, the data will disappear in main memory, so you need to save it into the second memory. So in contrast, second storage is our high capacity persistent storage device, and the image show us a hard disk drive. We call it HDD, which is mean you can save much more than the main memory, and when you turn off your computers, the data, the files still remain. And let's look at some simple example, like working on a project with Microsoft Word. And let's assume you have a file saved from before, and right now you want to modify it. And it typically, when you store, it will be stored into the second memory, and when you open it, and also it will copy a file, a data from the second memory to main memory, and CPU will do that instruction. And right now you may want to type something to a file and use your keyboard to type something to your file, and after receiving the input from the keyboard, and the CPU will execute the instruction, displays the input on the screen, and also update the file in the main memory. However, the data is not saved to the second memory yet. Is only when you press save button, and the CPU will give the instruction to save to the second memory. But what if your computer shut down while you're writing report and you didn't save the file? And sometime when you reopen the file, you will find everything is disappeared and it has been not saved at all, and you will find nothing in your file. And in this situation, you may feel frustrating, and you may look like this if you block your computer. I just kidding, don't do that. And however, Microsoft know this situation, so he add a mechanisms to automatically to recover the file in such situation, like the the binary is shut down, and they will do this mechanisms to save your file. But sometimes they may not work, so just remember, save your file regularly to ensure you didn't lose any data. And that's for today's lesson, and see you in next chapter.